Good morning. Today is Thursday, April 14th, 2021. Sivan Rahav Meir asks the question, had we been the ones in Egypt, you and me, would we have left? Would we have recognized the great opportunity and taken the chance, the risk, to follow Moshe into the desert? Because one of the lessons of Pesach is how important it is not to miss the moment. Many did. Our sages tell us many Jews decided to stay there. Many Jews did not want to come. And we say in the Haggadah that had we not left at that time, we would still be there. The story of Exodus and the experience of the Seder should serve a very personal goal, purpose, to teach us to be alert and attentive when there is a window of opportunity. Something appears in our lives, and sometimes we may have only seconds or minutes to be able to take advantage of it. But we have to be ready. We have to be ready for redemption. And that's true on the national level when God says it's time to leave. And that's true in the individual lives of every single one of us. When there is a window of opportunity to be able to grow, to change, to develop, to start a new path. And sometimes it's with very, very little notice. Pesach should teach us to be ready. So here's an incredible story about a man named Shlomo Bendahan. Shlomo Bendahan, in the 50s and the 60s, he was an illegal aliyah activist. He is a person who arranged for the illegal aliyah of Jews in places where, without his efforts, they never would have been able to leave Israel. Specifically, immigrants from North Africa, primarily around Morocco. And he would arrange trips. Of course, they had to be with the highest secrecy. They were very dangerous. They had to take place in the dead of night. And he would make these arrangements, and every detail was arranged down to the minute. People would be waiting. The ship would come ashore in an isolated place. The Jews would jump on board and immediately set sail and race back to Israel, saving hundreds and hundreds, maybe thousands of Jewish lives in the process. One time it happened that he had planned such a mission down to the smallest detail. But somehow, that night, the sky was very dark and the navigation was off, and they ended up in the wrong place. This ship, ready to take Jews back to Israel in this clandestine manner, ended up in a place which was the wrong location. There was no one there waiting, no one there prepared, no one there ready to leave. But what's he going to do? He's only got a couple of hours until it starts to get light. He's got to leave. The other people, Nebuch, have to figure out what to do about them another time. His only chance is now. Shlomo Bendahan got off the boat and he knocked on the door of the first Jewish family that he found in the middle of the night. And he said to them, "We're from Israel. We have arrived by surprise. We have a boat that is docked now. In just 2 hours, we're leaving for Israel. Are you coming?" people were shocked. They had never even considered it. They'd never been contacted. It had never entered into their reality. And here's this man who shows up, a stranger, in the middle of the night. 2 hours, we're leaving. Are you coming? And the most amazing thing is that 2 hours later, that boat was filled with Jews who had decided on the spot, grabbed whatever they could grab in their hands. Who wants to come to the land of Israel? And they came. It was stunning in how such a short time, Jews who had never considered it, because they lived lives realizing that they would have to at some point seize the opportunity to grab at redemption. They knew not to miss the moment. Lawrence Guyot was a worker for civil rights in the United States, in Mississippi in the 1950s and the 1960s. And he once wrote, "Redemption is an experience that recreates only those who wish to be redeemed." Each of us at our Seder must look for inspiration to find and to grab redemption for ourselves. And each one of us for what we need. Spiritual redemption, emotional redemption. With God's help, national redemption. Somehow, from the experience of the Seder, we need to take something that moves us and moves us into the category of a person who is looking for that window of opportunity. And when that moment of inspiration comes, and I hear that word, or I see that sign, or I eat that food, or I ask or answer that question, it clicks in me. This is the way forward. This is a way for my own personal redemption in what I need. And when we find that moment, when we have that moment to seize it and to make use of it, not to miss the window of opportunity. Because the main event of Pesach is not leaving Egypt. The main event of Pesach is where we go when we finally have the choice. My friends, I want to wish you a great day and a wonderful and inspiring Pesach. It should be a Seder that inspires each of us to find and grab hold of the redemption that we are looking for, that we need in our lives. And it should propel us forward to a new way of being, to a new way of living that we may not even have considered before being inspired. Have a great day, my friends, and I look forward to seeing all of you soon in person.